made it to the air during Monday night's Jets loss to the Patriots. Darnold, meanwhile, was asked his reaction during his weekly appearance on Michael Kay's radio show in New York.
I'm not embarrassed by it. It would have been, nice if it hadn't made the air. But with that being said, it's something that happened, and now I got to address it. And it's kind of one of those things that it is what it is. It really meant that I just wasn't seeing things as clearly as I would have liked to.
Right.
And that's really as simply as I can put it.
Again, the coach was quite upset, and so was Le'Veon Bell. He tweeted, "The NFL screwed Sammy over. There's not one player in the NFL who's cool with having every sideline convo broadcast to millions. There's a reason we've never heard other QBs frustrated on the sideline like that before. That's crazy. At NFL did Sam dirty as hell." So I suppose we're obligated, as we bring my football guys into the conversation here, to start with the significance of the comment, of the word ghosts and the fact that it aired. How big a deal do you think it is, Ryan Clark?
Well, I think it's good for us. It's good for us in many. And now our colleague Mark Sanchez doesn't have the most embarrassing quarterback moment in New York Jets history. The butt fumble is a part of the past now. Right? And so we've gone from the butt to the ghost, and this is good for you guys. Now you'll have something else to move on to, but the ghost comment is actually not a phrase that's uncommon in football. It's something that we use. I even said it while I was playing that sometimes Tom Brady sees ghosts. And so what's more scary for me is that they couldn't find a way to fix this, that he wasn't prepared or coached up in the way that he should have been before the game, and then that he and Adam Gase couldn't make adjustments.
Yeah, I agree with everything Ryan said. I've been a part of many games, and we watched some film before the show today of us tricking Peyton Manning, us tricking Aaron Rodgers, them thinking a blitz was coming and it not coming, and them throwing an interception. So the seeing ghost things, something that happens to every quarterback. The fact that he said it, I think makes some people uncomfortable. It doesn't bother me, but I do agree with Le'Veon Bell. That's normally not something we show. There are a lot of sideline conversations that would embarrass a lot of players in this league.
Des, I want you to share for those in the audience who weren't with us yesterday, and for these guys who weren't with us yesterday, what you saw there, because you talked about Sam Darnold and the fact that coming into the NFL, this was the big question mark on him to begin with.
Yeah, the big knock coming on into the NFL with Sam Darnold with scouts was that this was a guy who was a turnover machine at USC. His final season there, he led all Power 5 quarterbacks with 22 turnovers. So I didn't understand why they think that was going to change once he got to the NFL. As far as him saying ghost, I think that Adam Gase, don't forget, it's his first year on the job, right? And Sam, he missed a lot of games because he had the kissing disease. So don't forget. Now, so Gase didn't know how his quarterback is going to act under pressure. So this is his first time under pressure. He expects some football terminology. Hey, coach, listen, I thought the mic was going to come, the wheel come. It seemed like another guy came from the sideline. It's like they got 13 guys on the field. He hits Gase with, coach, I'm seeing ghosts out there. I
think you're right about that. And
I need to go get the psychologist.
Yeah, Gase might be like, we need an exorcist, we need Peter Venkman. I'm not a football coach.
Trying to see
but
what
I think
in this young quarterback.
some blame needs to go to Gase also, because the plays that they were running cannot beat that defense. So that's on him too.
Well, I think
the whole
obviously
in halftime.
He ain't got no ghost beating plays, man.
That's fair. It's all in part of it, but I think this goes to Sam Darnold's immaturity. Both emotionally and mentally. When you get to the sideline and you're flustered in that way, your coach is more so trying to talk you down from a psychological and emotional standpoint than he is trying to give you schematics. And that's a bigger issue to me, because I don't know how you coach a guy out of that.
I understand. I don't need your psychology. Give me a play. Give me something that's going to beat this. They kept throwing him out there
when I'm
with
trying to stop
five-step drops while they're running five guys.
He's trying to stop him from crying, though.
You know how you stop me from crying? Give me something that's going to work. Stop throwing me out there and letting these boys tee off on me.
Or something? I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe the reality here is that everyone is right. Maybe the reality is that Darnold was flustered by this, that has been his problem going back to college, continues to be. He's still only 22 years old, and I mean, Dan Orlovsky told us last week exactly what the Patriots were going to do to the Jets, and yet somehow Adam Gase seemed completely unprepared for it. At least his quarterback wasn't
if you
prepared
go
for
back
it.
to the first interception, he makes the right read. It's a cover zero blitz. He has the press out. He's expecting Devin McCourty to be run off with Le'Veon Bell. He just makes a bad throw because he's falling back.
All right. We'll get to the next topic here.
We need more time to talk.
No,
wasted time with all these appetizer sports. We're talking about baseball and basketball. We need more football time,
well, let's get some more football. Let's talk about 42-year-old Tom Brady, who continues to play at a high level and his team continues to be unbeaten. Now, he has said on multiple occasions that he hopes to play until he's 45. Speaking before the game Monday night, our Adam Schefter speculated, and I want to underline that word. He's not reporting. He is speculating that Brady could be putting into works plans to leave.
when we talk about Tom and his future, let's look at some simple things. Has he put his home for sale?
Yeah, but
Hold on, Steve. Has he put his home for sale? Yes. Has his trainer put his home for sale? Yes. Has he set up his contract to void after the season to become a free agent? Yes. So if he's selling his home and his trainer's selling his home and he's voiding his contract, what does that tell you?
it tells you that maybe he's setting things up to leave New England or leave football after the season. Brady was asked about it on a radio appearance this morning. Here's what he said.
You know, one day I'll wake up and I feel like, okay, that'll be enough. And when that day comes, that day comes. And I don't know if it'll be after this year. You know, I don't know if it'll be 5 years from now. But I don't have to determine those things right now either. So that's kind of a good part where I'm at. So I think just take advantage of the opportunity that I have this year and do the very best I could do. And then, you know, those decisions come at, you know, probably more appropriate times.
That's from WEEI. So, again, we hear that. We know how old he is. What are you seeing from him on the field right now?
Tom Brady isn't the Tom Brady that can make everyone better. Tom Brady isn't the guy that you can throw no-name wide receivers with and you have this prolific offense. But I do think he understands that. If you listen to him talk, if you listen to him post-game, we need to get better. We need to take better care of some of these opportunities and be more successful. So he knows these things, and that's why you go out and get Mohamed Sanu. The other part is this: when you start trying to read the tea leaves of what's going on with Tom Brady, you never know, because he looks at every year as a singular year, and can he move on from there?
Yeah, but you can't do that when you have a house that is worth as much as it is. You have to put that on the market if you're about to sell. But on the field matters, and I think that he's fortunate enough, in kind of the same way Aaron Rodgers was, to have that defense covering up for him. Because the narrative around Tom Brady, the conversation would be a lot different if their defense was not playing otherworldly right now, because he has not been good. He's been mediocre.
Once upon a time, John Elway was the best quarterback in football, and he didn't win championships till the very end of his career when they got him a great running game. So it would not be the first time we've seen a great quarterback ride something else, like in this case, a defense.
Obviously, we've seen Tom Brady decline in what he can do week in and week out, but we also know he shows up in the pressure moments, whether it's a throw to Gronkowski or making sure he finds ways to win games. And what happens is, if you move on from Tom Brady, where do you go? Who do you get? And I think that's a bigger question than what does Tom Brady do next year.
You're not betting against Tom Brady in a big moment in a playoff game, right? You'd be crazy.
And he doesn't have to have that many big moments, because their division's so bad, their defense is so good. They're going to get a home bye. They're going to have to win one playoff game, and they're going to have the championship game at home. Tom's going to have to make a couple of plays at best, and they might be back in the Super Bowl.
All right, Shefty will be here tomorrow. We'll continue to talk about it. But again, the Patriots are 7-0, and yesterday they got better. We are just getting started as we continue on Get Up. Is Zion's conditioning impacting his ability to stay healthy? The man who drafted him was asked about it. He was fired up. We'll get reaction from RJ. And should the Bears move on from Mitchell Trubisky right now? You've got questions. We've got answers. You're watching Get Up on ESPN.